Well, what do you know? Henry Cejudo was telling the truth. He was telling the truth about Sean O'Malley having a back injury, or kind of a back injury. We'll get into it. But he was telling the truth. Turns out Sean O'Malley was the one who was lying to us. Now, before I get into it, there's nothing wrong Sean O'Malley did. He doesn't want his opponent to know he has an injury, and he hasn't even really been using this as an excuse. I haven't heard him at least use this injury as an excuse for losing. But Cejudo wasn't just saying crap. He was telling the truth. And we're going to watch a clip here. But the big thing to take away from this is that Cejudo's got rats in O'Malley's gym. He has people in O'Malley's gym, because how else would he have known this? How else would Cejudo have known this? So we're going to play here what Cejudo says. And this was after O'Malley came into his pound for pound podcast. I got to survive the 10 seconds we listen here because Kamaru Usman and Cejudo. But and then he ditched them and it was a whole thing. Cejudo got mad. But let's play it.
What can we say, dude? I think it's, I think after this fight, I know that Merab is going to get this win. I know a little bit of O'Malley's fight camp and how it's been going. And I think he's fucking back.
I still, if I had to pick.
All right. There's O'Malley saying, I know a little bit about Henry saying, I know a little bit about O'Malley's fight camp and how it has been going. He's referring to O'Malley's injury. Now, he does talk about O'Malley having a back injury. I almost killed myself by listening to this, but I listened to a lot of it, trying to find the clip where Henry says he has a back injury, and for some reason I cannot find it. I swear it was on this part. Yeah, he says he knows a lot about the camp, how's it going, and that he has a back injury. All right? And then we get to Dana White's interview here. The post-fight interview. Wait, no. It was on the post-contender series interview, I guess.
Just a couple quick ones from me. O'Malley announces today he's having hip surgery. And I don't understand how these guys fight with, he has a torn labrum, and then 2 days later they're having surgery. I mean, isn't there a process in place? That's a pretty significant injury. You can't, fight at your best performance if you have a torn labrum, right?
I agree.
So how do you prevent that from happening where they're supposed to...
Dana subtly being passive excuses, I guess is the word I'm thinking of. You can't fight at your best if you have a torn labrum. I agree. O'Malley's getting the belt right when he gets better. He didn't legitimately lose that belt. I agree. Torn labrum. He's getting instant title shot.
Disclose to the commission, and they don't do that.
You can't. You know what I mean? If these guys come in and they have something and we don't know, I mean, how would the doctors check for a torn labrum? You know what I mean? You can't.
Yeah,
all right. I'm not going to say if Dana knew about this or not, but he knew Conor McGregor had a broken bone, and they're like, fight anyway. Do not tell me the UFC has never had a big pay-per-view event and found out that their main fighter has a serious injury and they've called it off. No, they will always say, fight. And if you call us out on it, we'll say we never even knew. We never even knew you had an injury. So Dana, whether he knew or not, even if he knew, he wasn't taking O'Malley off the card.
Knowing what you know now, does that explain the performance, or do you think Merab was just so good in that fight that he was going to win the fight on that given night anyways?
Literally everybody reached out to me that night and said, Sean O'Malley didn't look like himself. He didn't look explosive. He didn't look, all the same stuff we were all saying that night.
Right. And then lastly,
he didn't look himself because of Merab. Was nothing to do with the injury, the labrum, whatever it is. Nothing to do.
Not to take anything from Merab, but
correct.
I mean, everybody felt that way.
Last question.
O'Malley's Mexican. He ain't getting taken off the card.
Question. I mean, can you just give a little more detail on this arena that you talked about? Is it the one that the people from the?
All right. So there goes Dana making excuses for O'Malley losing, and here's a clip of O'Malley talking about it as well.
Yeah, I probably won't fight. I probably won't fight till for 9 months, 10 months, maybe a year. Like, it's gonna be a while. People are gonna have to watch the UFC without the Sugar Show for a little bit, but then maybe they'll realize, fuck, we had it. It was fun. It's gonna feel good to take a legit break to get fully healthy, full on break without something like, oh, this is next. I don't have anything, nothing scheduled. I don't want to even. It's like no one's next. I gotta get healthy, and that's it. Take my time and come back. People. I mean, yeah, I probably won't fight.
So in the last year, O'Malley fought twice. A year ago, he fought Aljo, and then I think around February, March, he fought Cheeto. So he's just gonna fight in 1 year instead of twice in 1 year. But yeah, apparently it's a pretty big injury. He's getting surgery, and it's taking a year off. So Henry Cejudo over here. Well, this isn't Henry Cejudo. This is an annoying human. Henry Cejudo was right. Pretty serious injury. So here's a picture here of the torn labrum. He said that, well, he said this, it's also online. I guess you have it in your shoulder and your hip. And if you think this isn't a back injury, like when you're affected in your hip here on the side, I'm sure it goes up your lower back and makes it difficult. I just think I'm not going to make the excuse, and Sean hasn't made this excuse either. I mean, he might have been limited, and he just doesn't want to be that guy of, oh, I lost because of this injury. But did Merab actually do something where O'Malley could have maybe countered or adjusted or slipped out of, or maybe put a submission in himself or wrestled differently, but his hip just wouldn't allow it? I doubt it. I'm sure he was still able to move and stuff, because I think he said he might have had this injury for a long time. It wasn't just right after. It wasn't in between the Cheeto and Merab fight. I think he's had this for a while. So he knows he's been able to operate with just a little bit of pain. So I don't think it affected the fight at all. Maybe it did. No way to know. And unless Sean just openly says, yeah, I could have done way better, but I physically could not move in that direction. All right, here's this is on MMA World, but they have a clip of Hayden, whatever the hell his name is. It's a clip where he's interviewing Sean O'Malley, and let's just take a listen.
Don't take that long of a break, dude. The game needs you, bro. Like, come on, bro. I need you.
I have surgery on October 3rd.
Really?
I tore my labrum 10 weeks ago.
What the fuck is a lab? What is that?
It's a little, you have a labrum in both your shoulders and in your hips.
Yeah.
I tore my left labrum in my hip, so I got surgery. That's the only reason I'm gonna be out for so long. The surgery should only take like 2 months to come back from. Then it'll take, a couple months recovery. So a year's a long time. Could be 6 to 8 months. But I'm just kind of going with the flow. You never know.
O'Malley announces today he's having.
All right, so yeah, Hayden Ross is an idiot. If you guys watch Hayden Ross, oh god, he said labrum, and Hayden, whatever his name, he responds about to say lab or labrum. He can't even repeat. Anyway, so yeah, O'Malley again saying he's getting surgery, he's going to be out, but he doesn't even make excuses or anything. Dude, Henry Cejudo was right. He had an injury, and Henry knew it, and he said it. There is a clip on the podcast, the Tim and Sugar Show, and I heard it, and I tried to find it, but now these clips I'm trying to find seem to have disappeared. But he talks about how he joined Henry's and Kamaru Usman's podcast and then dipped, and how he got him and stuff. But then he's talking about how Henry said he has a back injury and he doesn't know what he's talking about. But I did hear him say that. Yeah, Henry said I got a back injury. I don't know what he's talking about. I'm good. This is a great camp. He did say that. So yeah, O'Malley was playing it off. I mean, he has his reasons. He doesn't want if you tell the people I'm going in with an injury, they might not buy the pay-per-view because they think, oh, built-in excuse, he'll probably lose then. Then make an excuse, I'm not paying for this. But if he goes into the fight at 100%, if the people who are buying the pay-per-view know he's 100%, there'll be more people buying it. So I don't blame him for saying he's not injured, but he was. Henry was right. Henry's got some rats in there. I think over at the MMA lab, they need to be checking some dudes. They're both in the state of Arizona. I would not be surprised if that half that gym is like Henry knows half that. Like Henry's got to have friends in that gym. So yeah, comment down below what you guys think. Feel free to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.